He chose not to have the surgery. He chose to rest and relax and hope it goes away. And then he ended.
We took a look at Gilmore, and if we got Gilmore, we win the division. I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like Stephon Gilmore.
Richard Rodgers. He was with our team over the last couple of years. This is about our fourth time picking him up. What does that mean?
Welcome to another episode of BIRDGANG Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, BIRDGANG 31. And today, Nation, we have some very special guests. We brought my boy JC Eagle Talk and DSM Media, Phil and Scotty. How you guys doing over there, my guy?
What's going on?
Thanks for having me, man. Happy to be here. Ready to talk some birds.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it on.
Thank you guys for joining me today, man. That's awesome. You guys, shared some time with me today. Go ahead and give everybody a background of DSM real fast. Let them know what you guys do over there.
I'll let you take that, Scotty.
I got you. So over at DSM, we are doing a lot. We're a whole media crew. We cover everything. My man Phil up top here, he's got golf. He's got fantasy football. We cover all the sports. We got Diamond Talk for the baseball. Make sure to go subscribe to DSM Media on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter at DSM_media. You'll find all of our platforms on Twitter. That's where we're most active. That's where we get most engaged with our fans, listeners. But guys, we just love interacting with the rest of the Eagles fans, the rest of the Philadelphia crowd. We're very Philadelphia centric, so we'd love to have more Philly fans. But guys, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
To piggyback off of Scotty, I think the key thing that we like to do is we like to engage the fans. You know, we're not the type of people. We don't run our shows where your ideas are stupid or idiots. We're not going to talk down to any of our people, you know, that watch the show or interact with us. Our goal is to engage and have thoughtful conversations with all Philly fans. And I think that's a key that more people need to do. Have engaging conversations. And that's at least my goal always on every show I do and on Twitter is just engage each person.
Yeah, man, that's exactly what it is. You know, more people, more opinions. You know, no one has the wrong opinion. That's just their perspective. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got to respect everybody's opinion, you know, keep rolling. You know, there's always friendly Eagle talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, not all of us Eagle content creators agree. You know, we be on shows all the time where we're just like, no, that doesn't sound right. You know, that doesn't sound right. But it's their opinion, so you got to let it roll. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sense of fighting because we're all part of the same Eagles family, you know? So let's get into the Eagles. I want to hear from you guys. Did the Eagles do enough this offseason in training camp and, you know, these joint practices to be ready for Atlanta Falcons this game one?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not a preseason guy. I could do away completely with the preseason, and I would have no problem with that. I'm a big fan of the joint practices. You see more work. You see more interaction between the ones on both teams. You know, yeah, they don't hit the quarterback per se, but I'm a big fan of the way those work. And I got more information out of that Patriots and Jets joint practices. I think there was 4 of them combined than I did out of any of those preseason games. Even if they would have played their starters in the preseason games, you don't learn anything because they run that vanilla offense. And you know, they don't really give you anything in those preseason games. The joint practice is where you can really see what this team is going to be. And this team, you know, there's a lot of ifs and a lot of question marks, but they're ready for week one, in my opinion. Whether they win in week one or not, that's another whole subject, but they're ready for week one.
Okay, Scotty?
Yeah, so I would just piggyback off that. I'm a big believer in the joint practices as well. I'm looking at the Ravens right now, right? And you know, personally, I would have liked to have seen more. I would have liked to have seen Jalen Hurts more in the preseason. Is it necessary? Is it necessary for the coaching staff? I don't think so. So I'm looking at the Ravens. I'm looking at J.K. Dobbins, you know, tearing his ACL in a preseason. Yeah. That's the last thing you want to see from a team that's already been battling injuries the last couple of years. I like Sirianni playing it safe. You get out there week 1, you got your whole healthy squad. You get to see what this team's really made of from the jump. And I think that's majorly important for Jalen Hurts and the rest of these young guys to start off strong, start off healthy.
All right. And JC?
Look, I love it. I love it because the past couple years, we went into the season banged up. Last year, 7 stars was not starting last year. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, but this year, I'm going not on my fake wood here, and we are about to go into this season pretty healthy. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's going to be a great game, a good matchup with the Atlanta Falcons, a good test for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I like the whole holding your people out of a preseason and stuff like that, because a preseason to me is just, hey, let's just start hitting each other and stuff like that. But the Philadelphia Eagles have preached on that throughout the training camp. So I feel like that we're in a good spot, and I can't wait for that game on week 1 next week, 10 days away. Let's see what Jalen Hurts have. Let's see what Nick Sirianni era and Jalen Hurts era will start next Sunday.
What does it, Philly podcast say? See, I disagree with playing it safe. This is a gladiator sport. If we do not get muscles ready, you open yourself up to more injuries. I feel what people say when they say that at the same time, but like you guys said before, I think Nick Sirianni is keeping his offense and defense so hidden away from everybody else where no one's going to have an idea. You know, in these joint practices, if you heard it from the players themselves come out and say it, it's ones-on-ones out there. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, there are drills, you know, where they do goal line drills, you know, inside run drills where they are going to the ground in these tackles. Everybody think that no one's getting touched, no one's hitting nobody. You know, it's just practice. You know what I'm saying? These guys are actually going ones-on-ones in that. They're not on the same team. They don't like each other. They're all trying to make a team. They're all trying to get paid. You know what I'm saying? They're all trying to, you know, show the coaches that they're the starters. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. So these guys are getting some good reps in. Nick Sirianni said himself that, you know, it's like they've already played, you know, 7 preseason games. You know what I'm saying? Because the way it's set up, like I said, I agree with you in terms of, I think we do need to go back to more of a system, new system where it's like maybe we get 4 joint practices, you know, in the offseason and use those 3 preseason games to evaluate the bottom half of your roster. You know, that's time for them to get some real game, you know, situation in there and to see what you got with those guys. And that's what we did this year. And I really think that people are sleeping on what Nick Sirianni's doing. And come week 1, we're going to be all wowed. Like, whoa, look what they're doing. What? I didn't think they're going to do that because he said it personally. That is his advantage that he has right now. No one knows the offense. No one knows the defense. And I would ride that to the week 1, too, if I was him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard things like Jack Stahl being a fullback this year when we're going to have a fullback. You know what I'm saying? From there. And you haven't seen Jack Stahl not one time, you know, play fullback in the preseason. You know what I'm saying? Those are little advantages that you have, you know, mind manipulation games. You know, let's keep writing the narratives that we're not ready. Let's keep writing the narrative that, you know, we're not going to be this dominating team that I fully believe we are going to be this year. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see what happens on week 1 when we're smacking in the face. Now, the downside of that is if we go into 1 and we get slapped in the face, and then you're like, whoa, dude, why didn't you show us anything? Why didn't you help us out? Let us see this thing.
That's why you got to pump the brakes a bit. Look, so. I had 2 things I wanted to answer there, but one, just like everybody else is saying, I mean, you just as much as you can get hurt in a preseason game, you can get hurt in a joint practice, a team practice. It can happen anywhere and all. Mm-hmm. But, you know, everybody getting a little hyped on Nick Sirianni. I've bought into Nick Sirianni 110% as a leader of this team. But nobody in their right mind, in my opinion, can buy into him as a head football coach in the NFL. We do not know how he's going to handle real regular season game situations. So we got to pump the brakes on the Nick Sirianni and the love a little bit, just so that we're tempering our expectations. So that, like you said, if we come out week 1 and get smoked, you know, we're not all jumping off the bandwagon after, you know, 60 minutes of football. The leader is he's a great leader of people, but we don't know if it's going to work and translate on the field yet.
And my deal even on that note too, in terms of like the practice thing, it's like, you know, yeah, you can get hurt anytime, but you're more likely to get hurt if you're running vanilla offense, if you're running vanilla defense, because you're not really running your real stuff. You're just going through the motion, having these half-ass plays. Where like when you're doing things half-ass, usually it's more likely that you're going to get hurt. That's where you get all these stars getting hurt because they're running some vanilla. Run straight
or
up.
the other thing that happens is you've got your starting quarterback out there or your starting running back out there one drive too long, and the other team's got a second or third stringer that's trying to make his way onto a roster. So he's going to try to make a big play. He might take not necessarily a cheap shot, but a harder hit than the starters would. So, you got to watch out for that stuff.
Yeah. Anybody else got anything else to add to that?
Look, I agree with everything because injuries especially with the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I don't know if the injury god have a curse on the Philadelphia Eagles, man, because I've never seen this.
Soldier.
Year after year, we get hurt. And we don't get hurt at the backup position. We get hurt at the key guys that we need in order to be successful throughout the year. So I hear what my guy, Philly the podcast, is saying, but I feel like the joint practices, this was the first year, I believe we had 2 joint practices. Every other year, we only have 1. Yeah. So because of the 3 preseason game, they add another joint practice. I feel like that they should add 3-4 joint practices. And like you said, BIRDGANG, and just evaluate the backups during preseason because the joint practices, there's no cameras allowed. You literally, you put your playbook out there, you could see if your plays are working against a number 1 defense or offense. So I like the joint practices. I think we should have more joint practices. So, hey, we'll see if it works. The NFL is always trying new things, and this was a new thing this year with 2 joint practices.
And then you even heard the players say it. We've been banging heads for 2 days now, and the biggest thing I think people got to take away from this joint practice is we dominated the joint practice. Everything you heard of
Super Bowl champs
or the Patriots, you heard that we were dominating these joint practices. You know what I'm saying? Even Nick said, we did such a great job in those first 2 joint practices, one-on-ones. Then, I felt like it was okay to give them a break. You know what I'm saying? What's the extra third day? You know what I'm saying? These coaches are both teams are talking about that. You know what I'm saying? We got good work in ones-on-ones. Let's go ahead and let them rest, and let's go ahead and push on with the rest of the people out there. So, go ahead.
You're also, hey, if you see what the Patriots, Cam Newton got cut because of what? The joint practice that Mac Jones had with the Giants. He just looked better, because they was able to actually, put in some good plays, real plays, and he performed better. And because of joint practice. So I feel like that Cam Newton would have got cut if there wasn't a joint practice because there wasn't nothing to show. So, so joint practices are important now.
Cam Newton got cut because he's a terrible quarterback and he's got nothing left in the tank. Dude, I got bashed when I said that, but Cam Newton, he's been washed for 2 years now. I'm not surprised. I could have called that 4 months ago.
Hey, but last year, though, he had COVID. But before he got COVID, though, hey, he was top 5 in the NFL. He could have beat.
Dude, are you going to make me pull these stats up here right now?
But the game I'm
going to question that right now.
Pulled it up because the game that he played against Seattle, he was about to win that game. He was 1 yard away from winning that game, and then he beat what other team he beat? They could have been 3-1 easily, like that first 4 games, and then he caught COVID week 5, and he was never the same.
I'm trying to figure out how to bring up game logs here.
That is a good point. Only those 2 teams, can record the joint practices. You know what I'm saying? So you're not giving tape out to Atlanta to look at. You know what I'm saying? If you did play your starters and have some regular offenses going in, it's more of a secret. I do agree with that one, Patty. Good job out there.
And I would also just say, with this young Eagles team, we're going to have the whole season to see these guys go out there and play real competition. We don't need to see them in preseason meaningless games. Let's just throw the young guys into the fire in the regular season, see how they come out. It's only going to make them better. It's only going to be tougher competition, and you get to see what they're really made of. So I think when you got a young team like this, you don't really have to force anything. You can just throw them into the regular season, let them get their experience right there.
Yeah, and I'm really big on that too. Like how, we can look at certain players that come out of the draft, right? And they can come in and start week one and no one questions it, you know what I'm saying? But then there's other players, that are rookies that come in and you're like, oh, they're going to need like so long to develop. Man, this is the NFL. You got selected. Get out there and do what you get paid to do and ball out. If you can't ball out, we'll find someone else to go out there and ball out. But stop calling these players, you know what I'm saying? Put them in the fire early. Like I was on the board of saying I didn't care if we got a second cornerback. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought with the new scheme, we're not going to be running 6 defense anymore. We're going to be giving help support over the top. Now that we could probably even throw McPherson in there and let him go ahead and get his lumps early in the first half of the season, and then, move on from there. Like if we need to pick up someone during the season, then pick up someone then. But, you know what I'm saying? From what I hear, he's been doing great in camp anyway. He's been doing good in camp, He's still got going to take his rookie lumps, but we did pick up Nelson, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. But I was just like, I don't like how everybody feel like you got to coddle people. It's going to take so many, a whole season before these young guys to be good, man. If you're good, you're good, period. I played football all the way up to semi-pro. And if you're a star, you're coming in as a star, you're going to be the star. You know what I'm saying? Like the mental aspect, some people don't understand in football where they let the media control their game or they let, somebody else, the organization, the coaches or something like that mess with their mindset that make them play worse. But in terms of physical abilities, man, they all got physical abilities.
True.
So what do you guys think about the young guns? You know what I'm saying? Like we're going into week 1. We got Devontae Smith, Rager, Watkins as our starting receivers with Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, and Jalen Hurts at the helm. Do you think that's going to be explosive offense going into week 1?
Yeah, I think as long as this offensive line's healthy, a lot of it depends on Jalen Hurts. Let's be honest. We really still don't know a lot about him. He did really well in camp. He did really well in the joint practices. You hope that it translates. He's got the running ability. He can bail himself out with that in a lot of situations. But as far as just this group of, skill set players, you're looking at Goddard and a revamped Ertz on the other side. You're looking at Devontae Smith, who's probably the best route runner coming out of this draft. And I see, I think about Justin Jefferson. I know the Vikings have a totally different offense. Why was he so successful last season as a rookie? Because he's able to create separation, get open looks, and concentrate on catching the football. I think Devontae Smith's got a lot of that same footwork. He can get open very easily, and it's going to make everything easier for everybody else. Jalen Reagor's going to be able to feed off that. Quez Watkins is a road runner for out of nowhere. We didn't know we were going to get that out of him, and you love to see that. But as far as I didn't even get to the running backs yet. Mm-hmm. So we're looking at these skill positions, and they're deep. Because you got Gainwell in the backfield. You got Miles Sanders. Apparently, Gainwell has really impressed. He's apparently going to take all the passing down snaps from the running back group. So you just love to see these young guys taking off.
Yeah. I just want to reiterate and re-press on the whole thing that we've got so many young guys. But the one position that we don't have young guys is the offensive line. And that is the key to the whole thing. If Lane Johnson is healthy, if Brandon Brooks is healthy, Travis Kelce, Isaac Seumalo, if these guys are healthy and even play 15 games each this year. I mean, we forget that we had 13 different starting offensive line combinations last year. No team, Carson Wentz led, Tom Brady led, Jalen Hurts led. No team can succeed with that many injuries on the offensive line. So Jalen Reagor was being talked about as a bust last year. We don't know if that's accurate or not because Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts never had any time to throw to him, and then he got injured and all that other stuff. Everything on this offense and all these young players, the running backs, the wide receivers, Devontae Smith was my number 1 wide receiver out of this draft class. I had him above Chase. I had him above Waddle. I had him above everybody. Love Devontae Smith for exactly the same reasons Scotty said. But we won't know if we have the same problems with that offensive line again this year. It's all going to come down to that offensive line staying healthy and giving Jalen Hurts time to throw the ball to these talented on paper weapons that he has. So it's all on the offensive line, in my opinion.
Talented on paper and Joint practices.
One
One-hand catches.
Right.
One-hand catches. You know what I mean? So look, I'm excited. I mean, this little trip that we have, with Rager, Watkins, and Smith, I like it. I believe that our offensive line, Lane Johnson been tweeting all summer, and he's been literally focused on tweeting. So I want him to this is the time to show up. All right, the season starts next week. So if our offensive line stays healthy, a top 5 offensive line, in my opinion, then Jalen Hurts with a full off season and training camp, and the OTAs, and him getting with the wide receivers and tight end after practice, putting in that extra work, we are about to see it this upcoming season. So I love the Watkins. I love the fact that he got promoted to the first team, because I feel like that Rager will be outstanding in the slot. Because you're not going to cover him with no linebacker, and your third corner, and he's a third corner for a reason. He wasn't good enough to be a first or second corner on the outside. So I feel like that you're going to have to put a number 1 corner on Rager in the slot, which a lot of teams do not have three number 1, corners. So I feel like that. I can't. And then Zach Ertz and Goddard, they're both staying now. Well, we'll see though. I know what Phil about to say. Well, we'll see. So I'm about to beat you to it, and we will see.
No, I wasn't going to say that. What I was going to say was I was going to reiterate what you said there about the OTAs and everything. I said it on your show. I said it on Scotty's shows. I said it on my shows and every other show. The rookies of 2020 are really technically rookies this year too.
Absolutely.
Because they didn't have off seasons. They didn't have OTAs. They didn't have any of that stuff. So these guys now have had a full off season. Yes, with a new system. But you know what? They've had time to sit there and learn in the classroom and on the field. Last year, all the learning was happening at home remotely on a laptop. You can only learn so much on a laptop. You can only be so focused on a laptop. You know what I mean? So these guys are all still technically rookies. So we could see a totally new Jalen Reagor. We could see a totally new Jalen Hurts. We'll see in what is it? 10 days away?
10 days away.
What is it? 10 days?
10 days away. 10 days away. Slightly under 10 days because it's at noon at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
So, but technically, it's still 10 days
9.5 days.
9.5 days. 9 days and a wake up. Let's put it that way.
And that's another reason why I was saying people need to really wake up with Jalen Hurts, man. Last year, this guy played with the B team, and Carson played with the B team too.
B team, like the C and D team.
Yeah, D team.
I call it B team.
Oh, remember, we had offensive linemen fixing their gloves while they were playing. We had Matt Pryor and Jamone Brown, or whatever his name was. It might have been Jerome Brown reincarnated on the offensive line last year. That's like a D-plus team.
Yeah. And Dale came in and elevated the team's play. You know what I'm saying? He elevated to a whole new level. He broke rookie records. You know what I'm saying? He showed that he was capable of handling. This guy didn't have no offseason. He didn't have no first-team reps all the way up to that New Orleans games. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy was chilling at this, playing this option football where he came in one play a game, just to run the ball. And everybody knew he was going to run the ball, then he went back out. You know what I'm saying? That showed me right then and there that this man's ready, besides what he did before. Now you're going to give him the starting offensive line, which in my opinion is a top 5, top 3 offensive line in the league when they're all healthy. You know what I'm saying? Then you, like you said too, we have veterans in all the right places. You know what I'm saying? On that offense and that defensive line, and one of our cornerbacks are veterans, and our safeties are veterans. So you're only looking at really the receivers, running back, and maybe the linebacker crew. But those guys are young, and the linebackers are actually kind of veteran too when you look at Singleton and Wilson. So we have enough veterans in the right young pieces. These guys are fast. The young guns are going to be blazing out there. We'll name a team that that can cover 3-4-3 running receivers out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know no one that has 3 cornerbacks that can cover 3-4-3 speed receivers. You know what I'm saying? Then you look at that while they're stretching the field, like you said, Goddard and Rager are going to tear up the middle. You know what I'm saying? And then when you try to stop that, okay, now you're in your path to prevent defense. We're just going to run the ball with Miles Sanders and Gainwell right up your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't really had an offense that really can dominate at all three levels like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of a team before it with that much potential talent to dominate all three levels like that. And I think that's a lot of, people look at our 4-game winning season last year and they think, oh, we got to rebuild. Oh, we get 8, 9 games. That's going to be good because we've only won 4 games last year. No, man. We've been winning games for 15 years now. You know what I'm saying? We've been in the playoffs, 5, 6 of the last 5, 6 years, 4 out of the last 5, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? One season does not mean all of a sudden the franchise sucks and we got to be in this whole rebuild, restabilization mode. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had down seasons last year in COVID. Top players on every team had down years. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it was just the Eagles, and people got to realize that. That's why I get on board. Like, hey, I think big things just from the talent level that we have on this roster. You know what I'm saying? Those young guns, man, like I said, Gainwell, you seen what he did in that last preseason game, running the ball and catching the ball. He was able to do both of them. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be pushing for some more handoffs and catches this year. We're going to be using 21 personnel where we have 2 backs a lot of the time too this year. And that's something we haven't really done in a long time. To be able to try to stop that RPO game with, say you have Gainwell, Miles Sanders back there. Who are you going to cover? If you try to cover both, Jalen Hurts going to run with the ball. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be wide open running the ball. That's devastating in itself, that it's going to be hard to stop that. And then if you think you're going to bring 8 men in the box, boom, over the top all day.
Could you put the last comment in the comment section up?
Which one?
I was waiting for Scotty to make a joke about that. It's my boy. No, the last one, the very last one. Jack Talk.
JJ, that's my guy.
My boy. I thought I was the only one saying it.
No. Ask BIRDGANG. I've been on the JJ train because I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles
talking JJ. Oh man, stuff. Start of this whole thing, man. Like since I very first game talking about JJ gonna make the team.
Because I feel like that we were so bad at developing players that give them a chance with this new coaching staff to develop and see what he actually had. And yes, people saying, oh, jump ball 50-50. I don't care. Just packages for everybody got a package. And in the red zone, you're going to have a different package. He don't need to play from the 20 to the 20. He just got to play from 20 to the red zone. That's all I want him to play. I don't care if he's a 50-50 ball or a big red zone threat. That's where we need to score. The red zone. Hey, we don't score between the 20 and the 20. We don't score. So, that catch he made against the Jets, man, I was laughing and clapping and jumping up and down. I was like, he's on the team. That was
that catch from the 4th team cornerback that he did.
I don't care. It's still good concentration, good vision, good hands, and there's 2 people that was right there that could easily knock the ball down, tackle him, but he wanted it. He wanted it so bad. He was like, I'm going to make the team. And Nick Sirianni, before that last game, he I guess he showed like 4 or 5 players from back in the day, from 2017, 18 guys, that was like, hey, this 4th preseason game is where you can make the team. And those guys actually got motivated by it. And JJ watched this, he watched a little clip, little video. He said, you know what? I hear you, Nick. I'm going to make a play today. And he made the play. I don't care. I like JJ. And I can't wait for Tony the Shields to give me my JJ jersey.
I want a J-Jaw jersey and I want a Jordan Mailata jersey. They're the 2 jerseys I want. I want to hang them up right back there so bad.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's get to this Atlanta game, guys. I want to hear you guys' take on who do you guys are worried about the most on Atlanta Falcons offense and who you guys worry about the most on Atlanta Falcons defense. You can start it off, Phil, if you want to.
I mean, offensively, it's got to be Calvin Ridley, and we don't really know what to expect out of Kyle Pitts just yet. But you got 2 really strong offensive weapons there. Obviously, they lost Julio Jones. Matt Ryan, he's not some stud top 5 quarterback, but the guy can still sling the football.
Yeah, he can.
Okay, and obviously, yes, we've improved our defense this year with, Eric Wilson at linebacker and getting Steven Nelson as a cornerback. But we don't know. We talk about what we see in practice with Jonathan Gannon's defense, but till we see it in the game, we have no idea. So what was our biggest weakness last year? Stopping the pass. Until I see them stop the pass in a game, I can't be 110% confident that it's going to work. Jonathan Gannon's never called defensive plays before. So there's a lot of unknowns on the whole entire board for the season. Week 1's going to start setting the stage so that week 2, 3, 4, we can start actually formulating real, intelligent, ideas on this season. So I'm going to say Ridley and Pitts are my biggest concerns, going into week 1. Defensively, their defense is okay, but they don't scare me. And the reason why I'm going to say they don't scare me, I host a fantasy football show on Thursday nights, and it's based around DraftKings and the daily fantasy lineups. So the first thing I do before I build any daily fantasy Sunday-only lineup, I go to the bottom of the defenses, and I see who DraftKings has ranked as the last 3 defenses for that week. The Falcons are tied as the worst defense for this upcoming week 1 because they think the Eagles match up that much better over the Falcons defense. So that tells me something. It's Jacksonville, it's Cincinnati, and it's the Falcons. They're the last defense for this week. So that tells me I shouldn't fear the defense, but I got to fear the offense.
All right, Scotty.
Yeah, so I mean, I got the same ideas as Phil here, except I'm more on the Kyle Pitts side of it. I think that he could torch us, and I know he's a rookie. I know he's just getting started in the NFL, but the way this guy was highly touted, you've seen his skill set at his size, at his build. But what worries me the most is just that the linebacking core, I would say, is probably the scariest part of our unit. The one I'm worried about the most. So if you're catching a linebacker, hopefully they have something set up. Hopefully Gannon's ready for that. But you cannot have a linebacker covering Kyle Pitts across the middle, down the seam, none of that, or we're going to get torched all day. We've seen it before when they tried to, put Jerry out there on the outside.
Claypool.
Oh my goodness. And the Rams tight end last year, he had like 3 touchdowns across the middle. And I can't remember his name, but
Tyler
Higbee. That's exactly what it was. He had 3 touchdowns. Jared Goff torched us. But that is what would worry me the most. Obviously, Calvin Ridley, he's a stud. He's going to go off this year. He's their number 1 this time with Julio gone. But I just think we're more equipped to deal with an outside threat right now, more than that middle of the field area that Kyle Pitts is going to operate in. And they're going to move him around, I'm sure. But, majorly over the middle, that's where I'm worried.
Okay. Hey, I'm about to go Matt Ryan. He's the only one that could get them the ball. I'm going to go with the guy that could get them the ball, the Kyle Pitts, the Ridley. I feel like that our defensive line should dominate their offensive line. We should not be able to give Matt Ryan much time to throw the ball. So Matt Ryan, to me, is the key because if you have a bad game, the Falcons are again blown out. Because if you are so predictable and you fall behind 17, 20 nothing, and now you are solely focused on passing, you're not beating the Eagles because, once their ears are pinned back, once our defensive line ears are pinned back, and now you, just talking about this bull rushing with, Hargrave and Kerrigan and Sweat and Graham and Cox and Milton Williams, all these guys, man, there's no way that we should allow teams to come back if they're down double-digit points because we have that much talent on the defensive line. So I feel like that Matt Ryan, if we get after him from the jumps, just start punching him in the mouth. There's no Julio Jones, like y'all said, but Ridley and Kyle Pitts are a threat. But if we could get to Matt Ryan within under 4 seconds, I think we should be fine.
Yeah, man. I'll have to go with Ridley too. You know what I'm saying? Like if he does go off, that is one guy that can go off. And I'm not 100% sold on Nelson. He is the only cornerback that we heard all training camp that was getting torched from our receivers, from other receivers. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be this, top flight corner that came over and supposed to save us, from putting so much pressure on their big
He's
play.
not meant to. He's not meant to save us.
But we
He's
all
meant to
wanted
improve-
him.
He's
Patch it
meant
up.
to improve
Patch
what
it
we
up.
had. The Steven Nelson slots everybody in the right spot. Avonte Maddox doesn't have to be cornerback 2 anymore.
Yeah,
He can go to his natural slot. Zach McPherson can develop slowly and not be forced into the slot. So everybody gets backed up a spot. So it's not that he's a savior. He's a Band-Aid so that everybody else gets put in the right spot.
But there's Eagle fans out there that look at him as being like, okay, we don't have to worry about it no more. Nelson's here.
That's the
he's
first
on the
mistake.
Side. They're huge.
Got to
on
be
him.
realistic.
Yeah.
I don't want no Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I don't want no Band-Aid.
I'm
Yo,
like,
I want a tourniquet.
Flash.
Save my life. Hey, I'm dying over here. Yo, hey, my arm is chopped off. Hey, put a
We
tourniquet
didn't
on.
get any tourniquets. We got Band-Aids. Eric Wilson was a Band-Aid. Ant Harris was a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Steven
Well,
Nelson was a
I
Band-Aid.
kinda feel different
That's why
about
they all
those
got
two.
1-year deals.
Oh,
All
no.
they signed were Band-Aids.
On those two, I don't feel like
No, I don't think he's
the Wilson and the
Harris.
really Band-Aid. Like Harris just led the league in interceptions. Like he's a Pro Bowl
like
safety.
2 years ago.
Yeah, like 2 years ago. Everybody, like I said, everybody had down years last year, but that guy's actually a beast. Like, I think they're doing a more 1-year deal because they know that teams will have more money next year, whether they make it on this squad or not. They're going to definitely get paid some real money next year. You know what I'm saying? And Wilson, he's the only linebacker that had, an interception and 3.
But 3 interceptions,
I don't want to
3
be the
sacks,
negative Nancy guy
over
here.
100 tackles.
I'm just going
only
to
linebacker.
Ant Harris would have gotten signed even to a 1-year deal, whether it was a money situation or whatever, to another team if he was that great, if it was just a down year. Eric Wilson was one of the top 5 tacklers last year. All top 5 tacklers were linebackers. The top 4 were all on losing teams. So when your linebacker leads your team in tackles, it means your defensive line stinks, and it means that your defense isn't very good. So you got to remember that your linebacker doesn't necessarily mean that he's good.
So you put that tackling skill with an awesome defensive line, though. That means he knows he came here. He's going to play a lot better.
Yeah, but also the common denominator is who? JG. They both played for him. They know the system.
That is true. That is true.
And they want to come here. And that's the reason why I believe that that they got the 1-year deal is because, the calories, the cap space is one, but also they want to go to a guy that made them better when he was there. So I believe that's the only reason why, because both those guys, they should have got multiple year deals with other teams, but they just say, you know what, hey, I'm going to trust the next year's salary cap. It's going to go up by 20, 30, mil, and I'm just going to bet on myself.
Yeah, and go somewhere you're familiar with.
Yeah.
So you can ball out and have your best chance to actually ball out and get that contract. And then in terms of Kyle Pitts, man, I'm one of those guys with Kyle Pitts, right? I don't know if he's going to be an elite tight end or if he's just going to be a good tight end. And I think either way, the fact that we got Atlanta week 1 is not going to show that for us, you know what I'm saying, him being this elite superstar tight end. I think he's going to need games behind his belt before he's actually super down. Even if he is this elite tight end, it's not going to be like his elite status ain't coming out in week 1. I feel like if we had Atlanta like week 6 or 7 or something like that, where he's got some games, he understands the pro game, he understands the level of intensity and stuff like that, then yes, even that highlight everybody was looking at was like, oh, wow, did you see that Kyle Pitts highlight? You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude took like 5 steps before he was able to turn it upfield. You know what I'm saying? He like, then once he got upfield, he jetted upfield and he looked good.
Yeah.
In a real NFL game where there's starters out there, flying sideline to sideline, those 2 extra 3, every step matters on that field. You know what I'm saying? Those 2-3 extra steps, you're sidestepping, trying to turn it upfield, you're about to get smacked. You know what I'm saying? And you're probably going to have what was a 25-yard run turn into like a 5 or 6 yard run, and you're getting hit out of bounds or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's going to have some time to develop. So I'm not really worried too much about Kyle Pitts. But yeah, like I said before, Ridley I am worried about because he is one of the best route runners in the league. That dude, all them Alabama boys, Judy, Ridley, Devontae Smith, all these guys are ballers when it comes to route running. Alabama just is cranking them out. And even next year, they got another guy, Mechie, coming out that's a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to be another top, receiver coming into the league. Even if you talk about Julio Jones, he was a beast. You know what I'm saying? So I am worried about Ridley, but I do think not playing the sticks defense anymore, Slay should be able to handle them. You know what I'm saying?
Also, like another.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one question. Do y'all think that anybody on the Falcons will go for over 200 yards like they did against Byron Maxwell, Julio Jones, went over for 200 yards on opening night? Yo, do y'all see that happening this year? Even when we play the Falcons with Kyle Pitts, with Ridley, I mean, do you see that happening? If that don't happen, then we should be able to win the game.
Yeah.
Even if it does happen, I won't make my final record prediction, till next week, on my show. I'm saving my predictions for my show and everything. You got to tune into DSM Media for the prediction. Got to, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. We got some breaking news next, in the next couple of days. Anyway, I'm not going to predict anything, but even if Calvin Ridley goes for 200 yards, I think the Eagles should win week 1.
Yes.
Because I don't think the Falcons are that good of a team. They're
just made your prediction.
But I didn't give an exact prediction. I didn't say 32-28. I didn't say they're winning 12 games or 7 games.
One game out of time.
I didn't make a final season prediction or anything. I just say they probably will win week 1.
Hey, let's answer this question because I'm not even sure how to answer it because I'm not understanding it. Maybe you guys should better.
Just ignore it. Just take it off the screen.
It says, how do you feel about Jalen Hurts?
Fantasy football, maybe.
In week 6? What's
maybe?
No.
Week 6, we played the Buccaneers. Week 6, I'll be at that game.
Oh, I think Jalen Hurts is gonna ball out week 6.
So that's fantasy football. That's fantasy football. That's what Phil.
I take from your fantasy.
Phil, that's your will. Like
Jalen Hurts is gonna throw 300 yards.
He throws the most random questions out there always, so I just ignore them.
Is that statue D line should be eaten? Yeah, man. Like, and that's another thing. Our D line's gonna be top 5. If all those boys stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna,
yeah, and that rotation.
Think about the top 5 offensive lines, and then think about all those top 5s you think about. How many of them top 5 lines do we even play? Like the Colts got a top 5 line, you know what I'm saying? We don't play
the Bucks, the Chiefs, maybe the Chiefs, maybe the I don't know, but
Bucks. They patch their line up, but I'm one. Really,
Chiefs do patch their lineup a lot.
They patch it up, but it's not like, I don't know if it's like a super elite line or anything like that, but they're up there. So we do play the Bucks and the Chiefs, but after that, Dallas lines went back to garbage. You know what I'm saying? Those guys aren't that great, on the Dallas Cowgirl line. And, Washington Redskins, their line's not that scary, ever since Trent Williams left, the Giants line is garbage,
Yeah, the Raiders, nah. The Jets, nah. The Chargers.
That's like maybe we could lose 2 tag teams as the Chargers, depending on how hot they are when we roll.
Yeah.
Niners got a decent offensive line too.
Yeah. So I think that we're gonna go into every matchup at least top 5 on the defensive line. The worst is top 7, just going against that offensive line. So we should. There's 32 teams in the league. Top 5, top 7 is good. You know what I mean? You should be able to get to the quarterback. And I feel like with the whole scheme, which we don't know on defense that we're going to run, that we should be able to get more sacks. Last year was 49 sacks, like 30 in the league without blitzing at all. So I feel like that this year, and we're better at linebacker. Nick Gary's gone. Eric Wilson is here. Jalen Mills was our safety. Anthony Harris is here. Wait, who's our corner last year? I don't really remember.
Jaquette.
Who? Which one? I mean, they had a lot of them.
Pratt.
Slay
So-
and all the other ones.
Overrated
Yeah.
strap. Craig James, overrated.
That's what
You know,
I'm
we can keep naming all the overrated guys.
Even Maddox was out there somewhere.
Seymour,
Kravion.
overrated.
Yeah,
There are a lot of overrated guys in that secondary last year.
Exactly. And so now with a Steven Nelson, he might need a little bit of help, but it's not going to be as bad as last year, though. So everywhere on our team on defense, we improve faster, younger, hungrier. Like man, who left? Went to the Jets, but now he can't play. Man, Eagle,
Vinny
man.
Curry.
Yeah, Vinny Curry. Yo, he left. We got Kerrigan. So, you know what I mean?
Prayers up
So-
to him, you know.
Yo, yeah, absolutely.
He's a good dude, big part of our team in the past.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
big up to him,
absolutely.
make sure he gets healthy and all.
Yeah, absolutely. So I agree, but I feel like that our defense this year, regardless of the scheme, got better. Even if we say we playing the stick defense, we still better than last year. Regardless, we still better in every position. The guys that left, we upgraded. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Even Mills, I love the dude, the Green Goblin, but he's not a safety.
He's
You know what I mean?
Not a
Yo, we
football
won.
player.
We won the Super Bowl with him as our cornerback. Like, you remember that year? Because we was blitzing. Yo, we was hungry. We led the league in like fumble returns, like interception returns that year. And I feel like if we could do that again, we'll be all right.
And another big key, I think it is, like you said before, we're hungry, man. These guys are hungry. They all have something to prove. This is the first time I've seen an Eagles team where everybody has something to prove. From the one-year deal guy trying to make that contract next year, from Zach Ertz trying to prove that he's not a bust, to Goddard trying to prove that he could be elite like Zach Ertz was. You know, from our offensive line trying to see if they can actually stay healthy a full season. You know what I'm saying? From Jalen Hurts hearing he's a 40th best quarterback. Miles Sanders, 27th best running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these guys are hungry. Can Devontae Smith is he big enough to play a full NFL season? You know what I'm saying? He has all the talent in the world. Like, all these guys had their fires lit in the offseason. And that's something that really hasn't happened with our team before. Usually it's like week 6 or 7. You know, there's something that goes down big where we're the underdogs down. We got to fight our way back so everybody gets behind us. The media and the fans and everybody else done lit that fire early. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think our hardest games are our first 6 games. And then we're going to come out the fire. We come out those first 6 games lit. You know what I'm saying? Ready to roll. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's going to have that chip on their shoulder to prove that, you know, we are not no 4-12 type organization. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not us. And, you know, it's time to wake up and realize, you know, what team you're rooting for. Because the Eagles are, you know, we have that smash mouth defense every year, and we have some nice players on offense do big things. And I think this year is going to be, like you said, you know, when the last time you seen so much talent on the roster, this is going to be one of them years that, you know, we really shock a lot of people and put a lot of points on the board.
And one last thing, real quick. Hey, think about it. We have a lot of players on a 1-year deal. They are playing for contract next year. The Eric Wilson, the Anthony Harris, the Steven Nelson, the Ryan Kerrigan, all those guys are a 1-year deal. That reminds me back of 2017 with the Alshon Jeffrey, the Torrey Smith, like the guys.
And you can even keep going.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So all these guys have something to prove, and they have something to play for.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What up?
Remember, my lot is going to make $100 million according to some Australian newspaper.
Yeah. Hey.
Which, just an FYI, when I brought that up on my show, one of my followers did the math, and it's not really 100 million. 100 million Australian dollars is only like 75 million US dollars. So, you know, it's not as bad as
Okay.
But I even think
I didn't fact check that. That could be a total lie. Someone commented that, and I loved it. George, love you, brother.
My Lotta probably already making the most money he ever made in his life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think how he has to act.
Fullback.
You know?
Running back.
So he can go like, okay, here you go. Top 15 money for you since you were never playing before. You know what I'm saying? I can give you the best, you know, maybe the 12th best, salary for left tackles if he does pan out to be a good tackle and get a break on his first contract. Now, if he continues to do it for years to come, that next one following that's going to be a bank breaker right there. Then he's going to actually get that, number one, number two left tackle money. So I think Howie's in a good situation in that situation.
Hey, real quick. Hey, I know that BIRDGANG have brought this up. Would y'all play Mariota at a goal line situation?
Yeah, hold on a second. I've been talking. I think I talked about it on your show.
That.
You're stealing my ideas.
No, I've been saying that for a while now.
Actually, BIRDGANG, you look old enough to remember the fridge. Doing that for the Bears.
Yeah, the fridge.
Scotty's too old or too much of a baby to remember that. I remember that.
Okay.
They've done it with like Dante Ariopo did it before. They used a lot of big defensive linemen, but this is different. Those guys were
ex-rugby player. This guy is used to.
He's probably a lot more athletic than those guys. For sure.
If you watch his rugby videos, man, that guy could definitely carry the ball on 4th and 1. Absolutely.
And who's gonna stop him if he's running right behind Brooks?
That's why I want a Mailata jersey so bad.
Right? Who's going to stop Brooks and Mariota coming at you full steam ahead? There's not a defensive lineman in the league that's going to stop that.
He's about to be my number one favorite Eagle of all time, Jordan Mailata.
All time?
Yeah, just because I'm being a little sarcastic there. I'm all on the Mailata hype train, man. I love it. I love it.
Hey, Landon is on the team now. Now I know a lot of people doing. They have to do it because they don't want to make sure we get him so he can pass through waivers and whatever and stuff like that. But do you guys really want to redshirt Landon Dickerson the whole year?
He's not redshirt. He's active.
No, redshirt him in terms of like actually get him on the field.
Oh, he's going to get on the field.
Like, who do you think? Because my theory is by week 6 or 7 when he heals up, you know what I'm saying? Let him take over Sayamala's spot. Because Sayamala's a good left guard, but he's not elite left guard. He's not a great left guard. He's just good. He's capable. You know what I'm saying? We know with Sayamala there, it's not going to be that bad because he knows what he's doing. And he's good enough to handle it. But I think when you threw in a guy like Landon Dickerson in that left guard spot, man, and pair him up with Big Mailata, those guys are big. You have equalness on that line on both sides of Kelsey. Then monsters on both sides. Miles Sanders will eat. And it'll be amazing.
I'm not worried about that because, like you said, week 6, week 5, whatever it is, obviously this offensive line hasn't stayed healthy.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
let it play out. Hopefully no one gets injured. Hopefully they stay healthy and they have to make a tough decision. But if somebody goes down, whether it's Kelsey, Sayamalu, Brooks, then you start shuffling guys around, and then Dickerson could just step in and play left guard, or he can even play center if necessary. So you just let that play out. You let him get ready. You let him not redshirt, but just slowly ease him in.
But
Lane Johnson's turned into Jason Peters. Lane Johnson's going to be skipping 3 plays every other drive because he's turned into Jason Peters Jr. right now. So you got to just let that all play out.
If no one gets hurt at all, the whole season, I'm just saying theoretically, if no one gets hurt at all, I would still put him in there.
Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. I think Sayamalu's a smidge better than you give him credit for, but he's not great or he's never going to make an all-pro team and all.
No.
Sayamalu's a little bit better than you give him credit for.
Well, I'm not saying he's garbage. He's a good lineman.
He's a little bit better. He's a little bit better than average.
I feel like Dickerson's upside is like
but way higher.
Yeah, okay. His upside might be. Yeah, his upside might be.
Sayamala, we already know what we're gonna get. And he's not that all-pro or Pro Bowl left guard.
Yeah, but his upside might be higher, but we don't know. He never played a snap in the NFL. He don't know how it's like to play in the NFL.
Yeah,
we have he played the past couple years, so he's been there, done that before. And if nobody gets hurt, why would you want to ruin the continuity? We talked about this on your show, BIRDGANG. Why would you want to change it? If it's not broken,
he's practicing.
If it's not broken, why change it?
The coach gonna see if he's actually doing good in practice. The coach gonna rotate him in regardless. Like he's gonna get playing time with him. Like Kelsey's already played with him. Like these guys are already played on the line with him. They don't just keep just straight starters. Sometimes they rotate guys in if they're good, and if he's playing good in practice, he'll obviously be rotated in. It's not like he's going to be like, oh, the week 7, Dickerson's in. He's never played with the starting 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be played together and have some reps together throughout the season.
I would just
go ahead, Scotty.
I would just say it's one of those situations where you just play it by feel. If Seumalo is struggling early on in the season, he's obviously looking like the weak link. You got everybody healthy around him. He's still struggling. Yeah, you insert Dickerson as soon as possible, as soon as you see that weakness in your line. But
I'm going to piggyback off that.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? If he's in there playing well, it's you don't want to mess with that chemistry.
Let me tell you something. Last year, who was the best? I'm going to ask a question. I got to follow. Who was the best offensive lineman we had last year?
Kelsey.
Jordan Mailata. I was hoping you would say Jordan Mailata.
Well, he stayed healthy the whole time. I mean, Kelsey played.
All right, so Jordan Mailata, everybody graded out as one of the better left tackles in football last year. Okay, but why? Because our offensive line was so bad. The right side of our line was so bad. Who was seeing all the double teams? Where were they sending the blitzes? To the right side of the line, where Jordan Mailata wasn't. So that left side, the Seumalo, Jordan Mailata side, if Brooks and Lane Johnson are healthy and playing at peak level, we're going to learn a lot more about Seumalo and Jordan Mailata. I'm on the Mailata hype train, but he hasn't seen those blitzes and those double teams and those stunts on his side because they weren't running them that way because they were going after Jamone Brown and Matt Pryor and all these other scrubs that aren't even on starting lineups. So we're going to learn a lot more really soon in this season about Seumalo and Jordan Mailata because it's a different ballgame when everybody's healthy on the right side. So, maybe Seumalo isn't the weakest link. Maybe he is, but we'll determine that now that all that extra attention is going to be on the left side now.
Yeah. All right. I like that. That's a good one.
He's even saying there were a few stunts when Mailata had issues. Mailata, because of his lack of football, experience, but rugby experience, Mailata was an A+ run blocker when you're when you're pushing forward. Mailata on pass blocking, for as much as we love him, when he was doing a step back and trying to make that quick first step, he struggled. And then when you stunned it against him the few times it happened, it was a big issue. I had a couple different former offensive linemen on my shows last year, and they brought up the same thing. That step back is a lot harder to learn than run blocking. So we're going to really see about Seumalo and that left side with Mailata in the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
shout out to
also
14 in the chat. Please go like and subscribe to this channel and all these guys' channel. JC Eagle Talk links in the description. DSM their media's links in the description. Please go subscribe to these guys. They're putting out that good Eagle Fire content.
Yo, look, I'm about to say this. Also, who started last year at left tackle? Old behind Jason Peters. So Mariota was like, oh my God, all this work I did. And then
They moved
Jason Peters was going in and out. So it's kind of hard to get your footing, to get the feel of the game if you're constantly in and out of the game, which was what the Eagles was doing. So I feel like with this time, he knows from jump, he's the guy. So I feel like his footing is going to be a lot better, and he would not get beat because last year was his first time starting, right? Like his first year, playing a NFL game and stuff like that, really starting. So I feel like I'm excited, but I would not rush Dickerson if we're playing good. I know BIRDGANG just want to throw people out there, 17-0, Super Bowl. Look, it sounds good.
It's the upside, my guy.
I hear you, but the continuity is everything, man.
It's a better player regardless.
I hear you, but the continuity is not there.
Push, why not upgrade it to be that much better?
The continuity. I keep saying it.
Elite player, just like every year you get a rookie draft pick, right?
How do you know he's elite if he never started?
Offensive line, and the continuity is there because he gets plugged straight in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trade for someone in mid-season, he's better. He gets plugged into that position.
Trade for someone that been playing the NFL game.
Lineman, man.
Hey, you trying to start
Lineman, you big
rookie.
6'8", 350 pounds.
Oh, now it's all about the size.
Like,
now, hey, JJ Arcega-Whiteside is 6 what? JJ Arcega-Whiteside is what, 6 something. One of the tallest, wide receivers on our team, but some way, somehow, he can't play, right? So I'm saying the continuity. Okay. Hey, go ahead.
I'm telling you guys, it's one of those things where Dickerson's going to be the first guy that's called up. Like,
absolutely.
Brooks that goes down. Brooks struggled with injuries. He'll get called up for Brooks. He'll be the first one off the bench. Whether it's Malu's struggling, whether he gets injured, he's going to be that first guy. Same with Jason Kelsey. So it's not one of those things where you have to rush. His opportunity is going to come naturally. Exactly. And, I don't think, they did spend a high draft pick on him. They're not going to be afraid to pull that trigger and put him in the game. But I don't think they'll rush him out there or, pull Malu if he's not struggling either.
Yeah, see, that's the key words you said, struggling injuries. I'm talking about if it's not broken, everybody's healthy. There's no need. But BIRDGANG talking about just throw him out there anyway. His upside is, is better than the guy. But the continuity is the most important thing.
But when you keep saying the continuity, what I'm saying is by week 6 or 7, like these guys are all the linemen that play with each other. Period. End of story. They practice together all the time. So it's not that big of a deal as you're thinking of saying.
You talking about practice?
You act like the continuity can't be happening.
You talking about practice?
Oh my God! I guess you didn't see my thread the other day saying it's the most overrated sports term of all time.
It's practice. Like practice.
Elite players are elite regardless. I think Dickerson's elite.
How do you know someone is elite unless they play? You talking about elite players from college. This is the NFL. It's a different speed. It's a different game, period.
Most guys with his size and his experience from college are dominating in the NFL, period.
Okay. All right.
Hey, what do you guys think is going to happen? Let's answer this question. What do you guys think will happen to Dillard? Is he staying on the team the whole year as a backup? Are we trading him? Or is, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Hey, let me go real quick. Hey, 1 second. He's staying because, it's hard to find another left tackle with experience. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he gets traded because I think there is still a smidge of value there.
Yeah.
But I just, I don't know. I literally cannot judge Dillard or Ertz and what Howie is thinking right now.
Am I just like you said, man? I think that little talent, this guy ride Pine all year. We're definitely not getting nothing from him ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude, if he sit riding Pine the whole year, he don't get a chance to get out there no more. Like you seen him at least come in the Jets game and do somewhat decent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now your value with him, he's young. He's still 23, 24 years old. So like there's definitely an offensive lineman coach out there. Like I can make him work. You know what I'm saying? In this office, I can make him work. That's what they do with the young guys. And I think, we should get rid of him, man, before the season. Because if you can't play more than one position, all the rest of those backups on our line basically are, can play more than one position. He's the only one that's a backup that can't play more than one position. Absolutely. So, like, why do we need him? Might as well get your best value now. And if you need to pick up an extra body, hey, go find somebody out there. You know what I'm saying? There's always plenty of linemen, on the waiver wire you can pick up just a spot that we hope don't even have to play for our team.
Yeah, I'd say as long as the value's there, you pull the trigger on that. It's a no-brainer. But I wouldn't just give them away either, a 6th-round pick. I'd rather have a backup left tackle, you know what I mean? But if the value's there, what would you – I guess what I would ask you, what would you consider fair value for Dillard at this point? Like what would you –
4th.
3rd or 4th?
Yeah.
Nope. You're not getting a 3rd or 4th for him right now. You're going to get one of two things for him right now.
All the left tackles that got hurt, though, like if your team needs a left tackle for sure,
you're either going to get better or worse. What you're going to get for Andre Dillard is a 6th-round pick, or another 1st or 2nd round player that's in the same boat as Andre Dillard that needs a change of scenery and needs a, another. There's probably 20 guys over the last 2 or 3 years that were picked in the first or second round that are being labeled in their city as busts that need a change of scenery, whether it's a wide receiver, a cornerback, a linebacker, whatever it is. There are guys every year.
Jacksonville, maybe.
Jacksonville. There's guys in every city like that that need a change of scenery, that are taking that first that we need to get rid of Andre Dillard. Well, you need to get rid of your first round pick from 3 years ago. Well, let's just swap them and hope that the change of scenery flips them around. Yeah. That's what you're going to get. In my opinion, the 6th round pick is second. I think the change of scenery, other early round bust player is what you're going to get for him most likely.
Yeah, I agree, because you know what? Corey Davis, he got drafted by the Titans. He was not doing anything for him. And then matter of fact, last year he finally broke out on the Titans, and now he's the number 1 wide receiver on the Jets. So sometimes it takes time too, though, because the Eagles have a track record of their players developing late. The Brandon Graham. And Brandon Graham was horrible the first 3-4 years. And then all of a sudden, he just broke out as one of our best, defensive linemen. So I believe that Barnett, he broke the Reggie White record in college, and we assumed that he was going to be the best since sliced bread. He's dumpster juice over the past 4 or 5 years. So maybe this year is his year. The Philadelphia Eagle, players have a long time. If for some odd reason they don't, they don't break out very fast. I'm sorry.
It's a new season, my guy. It's a new season. So
Devontae Smith, yes, absolutely.
Let's go around. Give me your score for game 1. I say Eagles 31-10.
100-0. Like, no.
31-17. 31-17. Okay. 31-17. Eagles win. Go ahead, Phil.
I can't give you a score yet. I haven't
thought
hard enough about it. I say my predictions for my show, but they are going to win the game. They are going to win the game. I will tell you that. I will tease that.
Scotty, can you give us a prediction?
Yeah, I got you. So this is with no.
Scotty's throwing me under the bus there.
Hey, no, it's all good. My opinion might change by next week. So
okay.
I'll throw it out there. Just don't hold me to it. The air. But honestly, just looking at what we talked about tonight, just thinking back on it, I'm thinking of 28-17 Birds, Eagles. That is, they're both Birds, but definitely our Birds here in Philadelphia. I think they get that W, 28-17. Give up a little bit of points. The first game for the defense together. First game, Jonathan Gannon, out there calling plays for the defense. And I think we see the Eagles offense. They're in a situation where this is the perfect situation for a young offense to get their feet on the ground. This Atlanta Falcons defense is not good. You're going to see Jalen Hurts back there with a healthy offensive line. He's going to have a lot of time against a very weak pass rush. And they got a lot of young guys in their secondary, just like we got young guys at wide receiver. So what better matchup for our young core skill set players there? So I think 28-17 Eagles.
JC?
If I have to guess, guess, I'll go 31. I'll go 30-28 Eagles. I think it's going to be a little closer than people think. I really do. I'm still not sold on the defense. But, yeah, that's with zero thought.
JC?
Yo, I think that Scotty is stalking me, man. Because I had that exact same score, 28-17. Because, 28-17. I feel like that we are going to put up more points than them.
I said 31-17, so we're all kind of in the same boat.
True.
I almost said the Falcons win the game, just so you know. I almost said that.
I know you did.
I wanted to so bad.
Hey, it's one of those.
That's
things.
why we need your prediction, man. We need your prediction now.
I like to throw the line into the water and pull people
and not
to
catch
the
no
live show,
fish
you know?
and not catch nothing.
It's
And
one of
I
those
never catch
things-
anything. Just so you know.
JC asked about it earlier on the show. You know, is it one of these things where somebody can go off, have 200 yards to the Falcons, they blow the doors off in Atlanta? We didn't see it coming in the past, right? With Byron Maxwell, we came out. Byron Maxwell was our strap-up corner. We spent big money on him. He's about to be the lockdown, the Maxwell Island, and this man got torched. So you never see it coming, guys, and so that's why I want to temper my expectations a little bit, but I am kind of confident.
I will throw this out there. Before this show, I placed some bets on DraftKings. Okay,
Me too.
some of them were unrealistic. Like I throw a bet every year on the Sixers, Phillies, and Eagles to win their title. A buck or two, even if they're going to be the worst team in the league for fun, I always throw a buck or two on my team. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So obviously, I bet the Eagles to win the Super Bowl because that's just what I do. But the realistic expectations for me, I did bet the over on the win total this year, and I'm very confident in that. The DraftKings has got it at 6.5, over or under.
Oh, wow.
I bet that over, and I smashed that with a bet. No problem. I also bet. I'm not super confident on it yet.
Uh-oh. Let me hear this.
But I did bet right away the Eagles to win the NFC East. It was 5-1.
Okay.
Yes.
5-1. I don't think they're going to win
it.
12 games and win the division, but the NFC East is so bad that the Eagles are the fourth ranked team based off of DraftKings odds. I'm like, they're not the fourth worst team in this division. I'm taking that 5-1, and I'm going to throw a couple bucks on it because it's a smart bet, in my opinion.
Smart bet. Because I put $100 on the Eagles to win the division.
100. See, I'm a tiny better. A $2 bet is a big bet for me. I like to make $1.50 bets, and like a $2 bet. Like I bet at the beginning of the year the Sixers to win the title for $2.50. $2.50. That was my biggest bet of the year. Okay, that's the kind of betting I do.
But hey, we've been going on here, and I know you got another show to do. Let's see if we can speed through your all-time Eagles list. Everybody got to give you a speed through all-time Eagles list. You know what I'm saying? Your first time on the show, I need the list, my guy. It's good. It's good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right into there. Give me
somebody else first.
Give me two quarterbacks.
I go first then.
Go ahead,
all right.
Jeffrey.
Yeah. Hey, McNabb and Cunningham.
Okay, Scotty.
McNabb and Cunningham. That's what I'm going with, man. That's what I had here.
I almost agree, but I'll go McNabb, and just because I got to interview him like a year ago, I'll go Ron Jaworski as number 2. McNabb and Jaws, just because I love Jaws. Jaws is the man.
Jaws is the man. I like him.
Yeah.
Let's go 3 running backs.
Okay. All right. I go with McCoy, Westbrook, and Westbrook, and you know what? Ricky Waters.
All right. I like Ricky Flowing Waters. That's a good one. Go ahead.
So I got the same top 2. So we got LaShawn and Brian Westbrook. I was going to go old time here. We got the Hall of Famer and Steve Van Buren, but I'm going to go Deuce Staley.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll go with Westbrook and McCoy as well. McCoy's the best running back easily in Eagles history.
Yeah.
I'll throw. You want to go old school? If I'm going to say Jaws, I got to go to his running back, Wilbert Montgomery.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Give me your top 2 tight ends.
Selleck and Zach Ertz.
There's no question on that.
All 3?
Selleck and Hurt.
If anybody, I'm leaving the speed right now. If anybody picks anybody else,
Keith Jackson and Ertz were my 2.
Who?
Keith Jackson.
Well, he's old school like me. I know. I love Keith Jackson. I do.
Please. Okay, so let's go 4 receivers.
4 receivers? Oh man, this is easy. Like T.O., number 1. Like Devontae Smith, he has not played a snap, but golly,
okay.
Devontae Smith will be in there. He will be in there. A Jackson, and I'll have to go Macklin. No, wait, no. I have to go back. Oh, shoot.
What are you doing?
Wait. He just made the Hall of Fame.
That's
Carmichael.
He just made the Hall of Fame.
Yes, Carmichael. So I have T.O., Jackson, Smith, and Carmichael.
Okay, Scotty.
I've got Carmichael, Quick, Jackson, and Macklin.
Nice.
Macklin over Jackson?
I'm going to switch it up.
I got Jackson and
Carmichael.
Macklin. I got Jackson and Macklin.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go Carmichael. I'll go D-Jax.
Okay.
I'm gonna Michael Quick,
Mm-hmm.
best, and then I'm gonna throw T.O. out there.
T.O.
Oh,
my boy.
So
T.O.
wait, you got Carmichael out.
No, I said Carmichael.
Carmichael,
D-Jax,
Quick.
Mike Quick, and T.O.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Give me your starting 5 offensive line.
Oof. Golly, yo, hey,
Good one.
hey, go ahead, Scotty.
I got you.
Can it be any position, or can it be 5 tackles?
Oh, yeah.
No, I've got John Runyon, Brandon Brooks, Jason Kelsey, Trey Thomas, and Todd Harmons.
Nice. I like it.
All in my time.
All right. What do you two got it?
I got Kelsey, center, obviously. Yeah. I agree. Brooks and Hermes as your tackles and guards. I'm going to go Lane Johnson and JP. Or not JP. Well, Lane Johnson and John Runyon. Sorry, I'm looking at different notes here.
Okay.
Yo, I have JP, Runyon, Kelsey, Johnson, and I already said a Runyon. I would say a Brooks.
Brooks.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. I mean, that's a solid. Ain't nobody getting through that.
Defensive line, give me your front 4.
Oh, man. I wasn't ready.
I'm going to let you guys go because I got a backup one just so it's different. Just to be different, I got a backup.
I got you.
Go ahead.
Wait. Hey, did BIRDGANG call you before and say, hey, I'm going to ask you this question? Because,
he did let me know.
I didn't know.
I can't compare.
Oh, yo, I didn't even know. I see you looking down. I'm like,
I did this exact show like a year ago. That's why I take notes. I take notes during shows. So I've got a list of everything.
So this is fresh for me.
Yeah, so no. This is just so I don't
Okay.
backtrack on my answers. I don't want to say things different from the last time I did this show.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got Jerome Brown, Reggie White, obviously, but then I got BG and I got Fletcher Cox all in my time. So mix a little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of old, a little bit of new. I like it.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Go ahead.
So I got the freak. Javon, Curse is have to be in there. BG Cox, and I feel like, oh man,
So you need another tackle?
Yeah, I do need another tackle.
I can name you some, but I don't want to give away my backup secret tackle that I love.
All right. Hey, name me some. Like right now, I'm that
name. You got Corey Simon.
Oh no, we're better.
Jamon, Brown. You got Walker Simon.
Hollis Thomas was the
Hollis Thomas, the tank.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He
all right. My ends, I'll go Trent Cole and Reggie White. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Trent Cole and Reggie White. My first tackle will be Jerome Brown. Bring it home for Jerome.
All right.
I'm going to throw one. The most underrated tackle of Eagles history here. Andy Harmon.
Who?
When they got rid of these guys from the early 90s, man. Andy Harmon was the man.
We get a new person on this. I love it.
Andy Harmon's the man.
I'm going to look him up after we finish this one.
He was an underrated tackle. That guy was a tackle and end. He bounced around. That guy was, after we lost Jerome Brown and Reggie White, he basically picked up the pieces of that defensive line, and he had some double-digit sack years as a tackle. The guy was a good player.
Okay.
Underappreciated, underrated.
What year was this? What year?
What's that? Early 90s, right after White and Brown left. Or White left and Brown passed away. Somebody even saying it. Andy Harmon, Mr. White Boy.
I was still on the boat.
He was the whitest white boy
America.
to play defensive line. Whitest white boy. Just like
Let's go with 3 linebackers, guys. 3 linebackers. Who's your top 3 favorite Eagle linebackers?
That's so easy.
Go ahead, then, Phil.
Seth Joyner.
Okay.
Byron Evans. And one of my 3 favorite Eagles of all time, Willie Thomas.
You missed the second one. Who was that again?
Byron Evans, Seth Joyner,
Oh yeah. Now I remember Evans. Okay,
They're like the three greatest Eagles linebackers of all time. You guys, come on now.
You missed Trotter.
You're so young. Are you younger than I thought you were? Did you not grow up in the Buddy Ryan and Richie Coates era?
I did not, man. I did not.
I know you did, Scotty. Willie Thomas. All I gotta say, if you don't know what 4th and 1 times 2 means, that's Willie Thomas to a T right there. So,
go ahead, Scotty.
I'd go Joyner. Jeremiah Trotter is my favorite linebacker in Eagles history. That's my time right there. And then I'll go another one from my time, just because linebackers, it's hard to really remember over the years. But I'll go D'Amico Ryans. He really led the team to one.
Yeah.
Part of my my younger stage there, what I grew up on.
Okay, Jason.
Hey, you got all 3 minds. Yo, that was exactly what I was gonna say. Like
start out.
Right, but then I was gonna put Hicks in there, but he
Birdie or Takeo Spikes or anything like that.
Takeo Spikes was fun.
He was only here for 1 year or 2 years or something.
Bradham played some good ball.
Bradham, but I think that Hicks, if he would have stayed with the Eagles, would have been probably a top 5.
Dude, if you don't know Willie Thomas, don't look up Andy Harmon highlights. Look up Willie Thomas highlights, man.
Right.
Willie Thomas was basically Jerome Trotter before Trotter was here. Willie Thomas was the man of my childhood. I wanted to play linebacker because of Willie T. He was my favorite Eagle as a kid, man. I loved Willie T.
Let's go with 3 cornerbacks, guys.
Okay.
That should be the easiest one.
Yeah.
Mr. Hall of Fame should be in Hall of Fame. Eric Allen's got to be number 1, right?
Yeah, I put him on my list.
Hall of Fame someday.
So go ahead, Phil. Give me a 3.
I'll go Eric Allen. I'll go Troy Vincent, and I'm going to throw a curveball because I don't think you guys will mention him. Bobby Taylor, very underrated cornerback there for the Eagles. Great slot.
Yeah, he had him on his show. Yeah,
I love Bobby Taylor.
I love Bobby.
Okay.
Yeah, Bobby Taylor was 4th on my list. So I had 2 of the same. So I had Eric Allen, Troy Vincent. Gotta show respect to Eric Allen.
Right.
And then I had Lito Shepherd on there as well.
He's my 4th.
My guy.
Lito.
Asante Samuel.
Asante Samuel.
I have to put him in there. Allen and Shepherd.
All right.
No Sheldon Brown talk there, guys.
Sheldon Brown is good. Like I said,
just hit on Reggie Bush.
You can go a lot of cornerbacks, baby. Back in the day.
Hey, nobody Maxwell.
Oh my God. So 3 safeties.
Oh man.
So 3 safeties. I know you guys probably have the same shoe.
Yes, we do. Dawkins has to be my best one.
It's got to be all of our best ones.
Okay, give me 2 more besides Dawkins.
All right. So Dawkins, shoot. What was the guy that played? Jenkins is my other one. And I think the guy that played next to Dawkins.
Michael Lewis.
Michael Lewis.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. McKell. Wasn't it?
Oh, Quentin Michaels, you're saying.
Quentin Michaels, you're thinking.
Quentin McKell was also another one.
You guys are babies. Tim Hawk. Yeah, I would love to say Tim Hawk, but that would lose my card real quick by saying Tim Hawk. No Andre Waters? Come on. Andre Waters was a beast.
Yeah.
Andre Waters has got to be on your list with Dawkins.
What year was that, though?
Andre Waters was in the Reggie White era, the Seth Joyner era. Again, I'm old.
Yeah,
I know I look like I'm 21, but
you do
I'm in my 40s, guys. Okay, I'm an old man. Okay,
so you got.
I'll throw one more. I'll throw Wes Hopkins out there. He was also in the Andre Waters era. Wes Hopkins.
Okay, and your other 2, Scotty.
Oh, for me, I had Dawkins, Michael Lewis, and then Malcolm Jenkins.
Malcolm Jenkins.
Yeah, Malcolm.
Yo, this dude played every game.
Yeah.
I think he missed like 1 game in 10 years. He was the best. And Dawkins, man, he reminded me of Dawkins. That's the reason why I'm like, oh my man, these 2 are good.
Zorich, yep. And everybody's kicker, Akers.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's defensive coordinators. Oh, this could actually go a different way.
Oh, come on, man. Jim Johnson.
Jim Johnson's
Jim
mine.
Johnson.
Jim Johnson.
Yeah.
It's gotta be
Not
Jim
Buddy?
Johnson.
You know what, Buddy's
No.
Buddy wasn't the defensive coordinator. Buddy was the head coach.
Yes, he was the head
But
coach.
he ran the defense.
He just played dirty.
Doesn't matter. You said
No.
defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he
You
was
said
the head
defensive
coach.
coordinator, so you got to go with the defensive coordinator,
Okay,
not the
Jim
head coach calling
Johnson.
the plays.
Okay, who's the
Jim.
best head coach? Andy Reid?
I
Yeah.
would say Andy Reid. Yeah, Andy Reid. Even though he didn't win the big game, but we was
Consistency,
dominant. Yo,
Consistency.
we was the last team in the NFC East to win back-to-back division time. 3 or 4. Yo, we in 2020. What? Like, yo, I'm lost.
Andy Reid, I'm going to piggyback Andy Reid. When all is said and done, when he retires, Andy Reid
absolutely
will be a top 5 coach in NFL history.
Yes.
Even if he
Eagles
doesn't win
Hall
another
of
Super Bowl.
Fame.
Yeah.
Kansas
Top
City
5
Hall of
coach,
even if
Fame.
he don't
Oh,
win
yeah,
another one?
absolutely. Huh?
You said even if he doesn't win another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's already in my top 5 coaches of all time.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
He's that good of a head coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, shout out to the 15 in the chat. Much love for sticking with us the whole time. Please give them some information on where they can find you guys at again.
Wait, real quick. He did more with less. If you watch the Philadelphia Eagles, we never had a number 1 wide receiver until T.O., but we still was dominating the NFC East. Like 2001, 2003, 2004. Like, we started like 4 back-to-backs, NFC Championship. If only we could have got over that hump before 2004 season, we probably would have been the team of the decade. Like, honest truth. Because I feel like he did more with less. Even McNabb, and that's why I have him as one of my top QBs, because he never had a number 1 wide receiver. As soon as he got one, we went to the Super Bowl.
And let him go.
Yeah. If only they could have, just say, hey, I'm sorry. Boom. We probably won 2-3 more Super Bowls, but still. So those things right there, when you have talent on your team, it's different. But no, James Thrash, Freddie Mitchell, Greg Lewis, like Selleck was the only name that was catching the ball. Yes, we had Westbrook and stuff, but we was more of a running team. But still, within the Reid era, he wanted to throw it all the time. So McNabb did a lot with nothing.
Yeah.
Until we got T.O., we went to the Super Bowl.
All right. DSM Media, you guys. Thank you guys for coming over. You guys are always welcome on the nation. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you guys want to come back and chop it up this season, we can talk some birds, man. That'd be awesome. If you guys ever need somebody over there, on a spot-in show with you guys, call your boy. I'll be there. Go ahead and break down all the platforms they can find you guys at.
Yes, sir. So make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook. Just search up DSM Media. You will find us. Look for our logo. On Instagram, we're at DSM. Do something major. On Twitter at DSM_media. And then, of course, on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to DSM Media. Search it. You'll be able to find us. And then also, even on TikTok, we are on TikTok.
We're everywhere.
Media. We are everywhere. We got you covered with all the sports. We got you covered with multiple shows every day of the week. Thank you once again for having me. I can't wait to join you guys. I'm sure during the season after we get some dubs, have some very exciting shows. I look forward to working with you guys in the future, man.
Hey, much love, man. And go ahead, JC, break it down for them.
Hey, man, look, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, JC Eagles Talk. I mean, yes, I'm new to the scene, about 3, 4, 5 months in, but hey, guess what? I love talking birds. I love the Eagles, and this upcoming season, like for the Philadelphia Eagle fans that can't watch the game, I planned. Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. But I plan on doing the play-by-play until my cable just start twirling. And, hey, I'm like 5 minutes behind, but still, I plan on doing the play-by-play on every game. So hey, hit me up, like I say, on Twitter, IG, and on Instagram.
And Facebook.
IG. No. My Facebook is my personal name. Trust me, it's confusing, but
No,
yeah,
on Facebook you can find them in the BIRDGANG Nation.
yes, sir. Hey,
True.
see, there we go. And that's why I got BIRDGANG here to help me out.
And
So
you
go
guys,
ahead, BIRDGANG.
I know you guys got your Facebook day, but if you guys also want to put on some content inside BIRDGANG Nation Sports Live, man, we have many good Eagle content creators inside there, dropping up information, guys. Hey, much love to all you guys. Thanks for sticking around today, guys. Please hit that like on the way out. We are on the road to 700 subscribers. We are at 25 or something. We are growing fast, and let's keep the train moving. You know what I'm saying? So subscribe to all my guys here. They all work hard. They all do a great job. And until next time, like I always say, fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Talk. I am your host,
Go Birds.
And I am out. Peace.
Peace, guys.
Peace.
He chose not to have the surgery. He chose to rest and relax and hope it goes away. And then he ended.
We took a look at Gilmore, and if we got Gilmore, we win in the division. I feel like, I feel like Stephon Gilmore.
Richard Rodgers. He's with our team over the last couple of years. But this is about our 4th time picking him up. What does that mean for